Yeah. Going live, y'all. I'm live, man. It's my first live, man. We got a good treat for you. Oh, let me share the live with the people. Yeah, just had to share the live. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Come on in, baby. Hit the like button. Welcome. Hello, Valerie. Welcome to my first live on here. Get to the reluctant YouTuber channel. Hit that like button when y'all come in. Got a good one for y'all. In case y'all wondering who this is a good friend of mine. We used to work together. Go subscribe to her page. The song's called Love Shampoo. High End Live. Yeah, I can't play a lot of copyrighted songs, so I'm gonna play a little bit of songs for y'all that I like. Yeah, thank you, Valerie. Yeah, yeah. We got a nice treat for y'all. Come on in. Welcome. Welcome to my first live. I gotta say goodbye. Thank you, Val. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all come on in. Mm, yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Thank you. Uh, yeah, I'm getting it, Valerie. Yeah. How you doing tonight? All right. Just wait for a few more people to come on in. I know my channel is starting now, but let me play one more before I get in of my girl. Okay, my soulmate is. Before we get it started here. Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm doing awesome. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Hey, it's a blessing that you're here with me. Could have been anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? But you decided to come and mess with me on this evening, on this Sunday evening. You know what I mean? It's my girl. We used to do music together back in the day. You dig? She's dope. Thanks for you, man. Y'all hear me good? Y'all see me good? Good on water. girls know, man. Thanks, y'all. Fresh water. Oh. I think so. You know what I'm saying? My channel is extremely is small, just starting out. So yeah. So, it's my first line. So but I got a treat for y'all. So, I'm waiting for my guest, she's gonna come up. The beautiful Janelle, as you see in the thumbnail, and we're gonna talk about some things, man. We're gonna chop it up a little bit. Okay, good, good, good. Thank you. Hey, Caleb Crow, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. What's good? All right, like I said, that was my homegirl Cayenne Live. Y'all go hit up her songs. On her channel, Cayenne Live, the best kept secret for her album. Oh, you play basketball? Oh, that's what's up. I can't play ball that good, man. I got a nice little shot though. Oh, you a pro? What team you play for? Oh, okay. My girl just came in. Oh, it's okay.
Oh, I was
Perry?
gonna say there. I'm trying to tune in.
Oh, okay. Good, good, good. See, look, Janelle. Like, there's a couple people in the house. We got Caleb, Valerie in the house. I don't know if you can see the chat. Can you see the chat?
I can. Hi, Caleb. Sorry, my lighting
Okay.
is kind of bad, but
Yeah.
here I am.
All right, so let me get it started since the lovely Janelle done made her way, down the walkway, down the red
Yes.
carpet of her garage, you know what I'm saying, and
I'm like, bro.
made her entrance, you know what I'm saying. Oh, hold on, Caleb, what team you play for?
Let me stay in the light.
You the Knicks fan? 'Cause that's what's up.
All right.
I'm a Knicks fan, but if we don't get Giannis, man, I'm gonna have to bounce. You dig?
So are
But
these your followers?
yeah, these are people that's tapping into the live. You know what I mean?
Oh,
This is
snap.
my first. This is my first live. Look, you just hey, you could consider yourself honored because you the first one. This is my first live. You know what I'm saying? And I don't give out
We
weak
had to
live.
have baby girl.
And that's their baby girl. Her what is it? Hamster?
Guinea pig.
Guinea pig. Sorry, guinea
She's here
pig.
for support, emotional
Oh, he
support.
said yeah, and bulls and the bulls. Oh, okay.
The
Wow.
bulls.
All right, so let me get started, man. As y'all know, this is Guess Who, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Uh
sir.
acting as the host that I'm in the capacity of the reluctant YouTuber, as you see in the thumbnail. We're gonna talk about we got a treat for y'all, you know what I mean? And I have the lovely Janelle here, so she could because me and her been talking for years about this particular subject. You did?
Years.
I mean, eons, y'all. So, and y'all tap in, y'all let me know how if y'all ever
Oh, thank
had.
you, Caleb. She says hello.
Oh, okay. Desmond Bain got traded for Cole. And what? Wow. Oh, wow. Cole Anthony went over there and KCP. Oh, okay. That's
I'm
what's
gonna
up.
put her down. She's being loud.
You love the guinea pig. All right, but let me get started. Yeah, yeah, we've been dealing with this topic like the crazy online dating stories. And if y'all go through that, man, y'all tap in, hit the comments, you know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, share this with your family and friends right now. So
Yes.
now, go ahead. You know what I'm
All
saying, and your
right.
or what you into. Hey,
All right. I'm Janelle, 34 years old now. Turned 34 last month. Yay. And what else am I answering? What I like to do?
yeah, like where you from and what you like to
Oh,
do.
I'm from Oklahoma. Well, where I'm from is a hard question, but Oklahoma mainly is where
Okay,
I'm from all over.
you from all over.
And I've lived all over.
Okay, that's what's up.
But I'd say I grew up in Indiana, and then now I'm finishing out life here in Tulsa, and it's been a blast. But I've been singing, school, things like that, and throughout my career of like finding myself and things, of course, we all date, and we all have the interesting stories. The way I've chose to date during those times was online. Believe it or not, I've been dating online since I was, oh man, teenager, I think, at least 16, 17.
Whoa.
So I have a
Well,
lot
okay.
of data.
Did y'all hear that? You know what I mean? So she has more than the close encounter of the first kind. She has of the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth kind. You dig? You know what I mean? So,
I've met every kind. Ugh,
so yeah.
every kind of weirdo.
Thanks for tapping up the live, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, let me
Um,
move my mannequin because that looks weird.
no, that's all good. Yeah. So you got going on? Oh, okay.
I was
So,
selling clothes, had my mannequin up on my porch.
okay, okay. You look nice. The
Thanks, I
dress
got
and
my
all that.
dress. Just came
Yeah,
from
yo,
Father's Day dinner, everybody. What do we think?
look. Yo, guess who's in the chat? Janelle.
Who's in
You
the
see it?
chat?
Adam.
Adam.
Yeah, not your Adam. Your other the other Adam.
Oh, AJ Jones.
AJ. Yeah,
Hey, AJ.
yeah. He said that's a nice dress. Caleb said that's a nice dress.
Thanks. Mr. Funny Man. AJ, I remember
Yeah,
you.
AJ, what's good? Adam, what's good? You dig? So, all right. Since you brought up dating, you know what I'm saying, and online, how long I was gonna ask you how long you uh did that or when you started. You said around your
Oh,
you was in your teens.
16. Yeah, 16. My first one. It was probably a fake guy from like Africa because he was just communicating with me through email. And I was 16, so this was my first online person. And his name was Julius. I remember him because he had to have been fake. He
Yeah.
sent pixelated pictures that were not even clear. And he looked like Neo in this fedora hat that covered his face was always covered. He'd be like,
Oh, yeah, kind of like those kind of like the head down when you go in the barber shop. Yeah, I want that cut right there, but he had the hat on. So, oh my God. So let me ask you this: you start out young too.
yeah,
Now,
16, yeah.
16. Now, first of all, why did you go the route of online dating? Why not like? Because I assume 16, what you just got out of high school, or you were still in high school, or what?
I was still in high school, and you have to remember. Well, I guess the people don't know, but everybody, I went to a pretty much all white school, and I lived in an all white town basically, um, in Richmond, Indiana, and there's not very many black people there, so like I thought I was ugly because people were not trying to talk to me, but when I would try to talk to them, they would say, "Oh, my grandparents would disown me if I was with a black person or something." And I'm like, "Your grandparents? What?" I would get that a lot when I tried to date
Wow.
face to face. So I gave up after about freshman year of high school because I kept telling people I liked them or, "Hey, want to go to such and such dance, this and that." And they would all say, "Oh, my parents will disown me. My grandparents will. My brother will disown me." what kind of people are these people?
Wow.
Yeah, it was slim pickings and rough. So, but I feel like if I was around more of my community, I wouldn't have had that issue, of course. But that's what forced me to online date because I became shy. I was like, oh, everybody's telling me they can't date me. So I went to a place where I could eliminate rejection as much as I could,
Yeah.
and voila, online.
Voila online. Right. Now, you know what? Out of all this time that we've been talking about this, I've never asked you that particular question. I've never. To me, that's a revelation of sorts because I never asked you that question before. Like,
That's so strange that you have because we talked, you
yeah,
guys, for
because
8 years, something like that.
I can't believe that should have been the very first question that I asked you because it illuminates so much understanding on it, right? So,
Hmm.
so you did that due to the fact that you're in a environment where it's mostly, uh, people that are not of your nationality, and they were kind of, you know,
All
rejecting
white.
you because of that, all white, whatever. So that's the reason why you went online. So the very first one, I guess you just mentioned it, and you
Hmm.
said that it was fake. How,
Some guy
how
from
did you,
Africa.
so what do you mean? Did it say on this what platform was it? And
It was
how did
so
you know
long
he was
ago.
from Africa? Do you remember?
It was so long ago. Oh, it was like, so when I was younger, like chat rooms were really popular. Like,
Okay,
like the little weird chat rooms where you could just meet whoever. So like people could be using whatever profile picture they want. So God knows who I was actually talking to. But he said his name was Julius.
Julius from Africa. Shout out to Julius from Africa. I've never heard that. I would heard of a Umfuntude or Ezigwe or somebody
Right.
like that, but Julius,
Anything but Julius.
anything but Julius, man. Like, oh God,
Julius Caesar.
that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So,
Yeah,
all right.
and it was wild. My parents were concerned for a while to the point where they stepped in and they wanted to read every email between us.
Oh, well, how did it get strange like that? Like,
Well, they just thought they were like, oh, some older man is talking because I was 16. They're like, some older man is emailing our daughter, and so they kind of stepped in and they were like, you could only talk to him through our email because they wanted to read.
wait a minute, how old was he?
Uh, I think he was in his 20s, like 22, 23.
Oh, he's 20, about 8 years older
Yeah.
than me. Somebody said hi. Caleb said hi. Um,
Hey, Caleb.
click on it and sub, please. Yeah, I'm gonna subscribe to your channel, Caleb. I should already be subscribed to you, Adam. So, all right. So they intervene or whatever, right? Now, so so you're
Gets
meeting.
worse from there, but that's the
So
start.
all right. So let's proceed now. Now that you're getting in, you got your little feet wet, and you got the alarming Julius from Africa. Let's go on, because that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? But it's understandable because a lot of people, me, just a quick background, like me, I come
Mhm.
from the era where it was less technology. It was more, you know, up in your face. We would have close encounters with one another.
Right.
More sociable. I'm from the 80s, 90s, early 2000 eras where that's how I preferred it. But I understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That now I really understand like why people even go there, right?
Yeah.
And so now my next question is, listen, all right, after that experience, I assume that didn't go over well. Your parents intervened and whatever. So what? So of course you went back. You went back into that. So what did you do? What's the next encounter with it?
Okay, so the next one, I don't know. I was kind of wild with it because I was getting to know the ropes. So I was just kind of meeting whoever was wanting to meet. And as I got into like 18, I started getting on the road. I'm driving. Okay.
Okay.
So, um,
Thank you for
well,
the love.
one guy, uh, I call him Russell Crowe because he kind of looked like Russell Crowe.
All right, hold on. Let me stop right there. I don't mean to stop you, but all right.
Oh Lord,
Because,
he was
I
a
don't
nice.
know because I might have you on more than once. You know what I'm saying? Because people might get interested in you as your and your wonderful personality and all of that, and they might want to know more about you. But like, bring
Of
Janelle.
course.
So she just said Russell Crowe.
Yes.
All right,
And the funny thing about that one is my dog intervened with that one.
all right. Okay, hold on. We get rid of it in a minute, but so
Oh, that was
this
funny.
was another thing that was to blow my mind about you was the people that she saw as attractive. You know me
I didn't
clearly.
see him as attractive. I just wanted to get out and meet people.
You just want to get out and meet people. Okay,
Yeah,
all
because
right.
I'm a young girl. I'm 18. I'm trying to get out of my shell and whatnot because I stayed in my little bubble.
Okay, but this is the people that that would respond to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Russell Crowe. What I was really leading up to was this: like you're clearly a black woman. You know what I mean? And I was gonna let you tell the story, uh,
Oh, about my
like
parents.
yeah. Why your parents say, "Why is Russell Crowe even looking?" Like, okay, so you know what I mean?
Hey, it's not my fault white chocolate be looking. Okay.
Oh, okay, all right. So, but let's get into that part. You know what I mean?
All
Why
right.
you think Russell Crowe and them is looking? Because he's
Yeah.
definitely not the crow. He's the snow. But let's go. Come
Yeah,
on, let's
Russell
go.
Crowe was interesting. He was like an old. He was older too, like 45 ish. Hey, hey, hey.
How
I
old
don't
were
know what I was
you?
thinking.
You were
I was a
18?
child. I was 18, so I'm
Okay.
just meeting people. And I even went to Ohio to meet that person. So like I was driving to meet people too, which was not
Yeah, we gonna really get into that, but keep going.
until I learned. Obviously now I don't drive long distances anymore, but before,
Yeah.
as
Where
I
was
was
you?
learning the ropes. Okay.
You was in Indiana at that time?
Indiana, but since Indiana didn't really have um many of us there, I would go to Ohio, which was 5 minutes um to the border of Ohio. And so I worked in Ohio and Dayton, Columbus, blah blah blah, and there's more black people and more diversity there. So that's where I'd be driving to
Oh,
meet online people and whatnot.
meet online
Mostly.
people. Okay. Shout out to Caleb, man. Say you be posting NBA trades and basketball. Yeah, I'm subscribed because look, man, I want you
That
to
is true.
I'm talking to Caleb real quick. Caleb, I want you to post more about getting an let's start a campaign to get Giannis or somebody, man. I'm tired of Cat. You know what I'm saying? I know we talking about this, but yeah, I'm coming to your page as soon as we end this live. All right, back to you. So, all right, my father, he's from Dayton. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah, he's
very
from
nice.
Dayton. He's from Dayton, Ohio. So my little sister, she lives there now. Shout out to Gwen, I love you, baby. Shout out to Nautica, my niece, and all my family in Dayton. So I'm an Ohio player. You did.
So you know the
So
area.
yeah, so you went out there to try. You were traveling to meet this person. He's 45 years old, right? So tell me, elaborate. Tell me what happened more.
Uh, Man, this one happened so long ago. I don't remember too much, but the thing that I
Okay.
remember the most is we went to a park. I had my dog with me because
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
still wasn't like. I would usually bring my dog with me because somebody's not going to try something if they don't know how your canine's going to react. So guys usually wouldn't try anything on, too
Yeah,
wild with my dog with me.
yeah.
Um, so I had Vera with me, and we were like sitting on the bench, and oh boy tried to lean in for that kiss.
Y'all was sitting
He's
on
the
the bench.
Yeah, we were like on the what do you call it, the picnic tables or whatever that parks usually have, and we were
Okay,
just
okay.
sitting on the tabletop, and he like tried to lean in, and my dog puts her face right in between, and he ends up kissing the dog.
Uh, you see what I mean, y'all? Like, who? Where did this happen at? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. So the dog intervenes and kisses.
Yeah, she said, "Nah, this ain't going."
This ain't gonna happen. Okay, okay. So, all right.
Oh, it was funny.
All right, so, so that's what happened. Hold on. Where'd you go? Oh, there you go.
My dad turned off the light. I don't think he knew I was
Oh,
out here.
okay. Dang. Yeah. All right. So, that was that. So, um, you drove out there to the park. Now you know me. Um, when you're doing stuff like that, it'll cause you to, go places. And there's a couple of times where you told me before in times past where, you was about to drive. So I was like, girls, you out your mind. No, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? No, no,
Yeah.
we're not doing that. So, but I get it. You know what I mean? It's due to the, wanting to be social and the social rejection, whatever. So, all right, after, your dog canceled that, you know what I mean? Continue. Y'all hear this now. I want this is gonna help y'all. It's gonna bless y'all. This is gonna be good. So the dog canceled the date.
Yeah, he was what is it? He was blocked. I'm not gonna say the word, but you know what I'm talking about. He was blocked by my
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. He was yeah. He was C blocked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? By her canine. You know what I
Yeah, because
mean?
you know how YouTube is with the buzzwords.
Yeah, I know. They be wild and you can't say nothing anymore. So
Mm.
but anyway. So all right. Now proceed. You about 18, let's go. What happened next? So when you went back on.
So nothing really happened with that guy. Like we just met one time, and
Okay.
that was it. He was, you know, I wasn't feeling the vibe. Wasn't feeling the vibe, and he had two kids, so I just was like, eh. He was like way farther in life than I was,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was just like, okay, nice meeting you. but this isn't gonna happen.
Since the dog C blocked him, we can move on from him. You know what I'm saying? She was like, look, what was it? A male dog, female dog?
Her name was Vera. It was a
Oh, it was a
girl.
girl dog. She was like, child, listen, he not for you. And
She's like,
take it
hell
from me.
no, no.
Take it from me. I'm a dog. If you lay down with dogs, you might catch fleas. So we're not doing that. So, but anyway, we can
Yep.
move on from him. All right. So now you're getting in the swing of things. You're learning what's going on. You're learning the ropes. So continue. Tell me about your next encounter.
So I'd say, oh man, this there was one where now I was smart about meeting people in public usually, but there was one where I was like, okay, whatever, I'll meet at your house, and like he was just very odd. He like kept staring at me around the corners, like let me demonstrate. Like, yeah, he
Yeah.
would just this is the corner. He would just be looking at me like, and it's like I'm your guest. Like, what are you doing? And he had America's Next Top Model playing because he thought that I might like it. Because he's like,
I
you're a
don't.
girl. Girls like clothes. And it's like,
All right. We're gonna
okay.
need. Look, I'm gonna need the case file, photos, pictures, background. Who is who is the? what nationality was this dude? First of all,
I'm
what
pretty
did
sure
he
he was
look like?
white. He was white.
All right, we did we cover that like that? Like is that their main? Like when you're online, right? And this guy in particular, because you're still learning, so you
Yeah,
got
yeah,
to
yeah.
select the person that you find, of interest or attractiveness, right?
Not really, because like I started out in chat rooms, so you're just kind of.
Okay,
So that's why I feel like I was meeting the weirder ones back then, because it was just random chat room. Like, what the hell? And then I upgraded to, what was it called? It was Match. No, POF.
POF.
Plenty of fish. Plenty of
We
fish.
definitely gonna get it because I had a close encounters on POF as far as viewing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but this particular guy, he's a white guy. Now, and in these chat rooms, can you see a picture of him or anything like that?
No, I think you sent him after. Baby girl, stop. Sorry. I think
Yeah,
you sent him after.
they send him
Like
after.
we
Okay,
exchanged numbers or whatever.
okay. Then they send him. So he sent you the picture, you liked it or whatever, or you like this conversation. Like, what type of girl are you? Are you a sexual? Like, what's going on with you? Are
Um,
you
mm, yeah, like I have to have a good conversation with you, and he was able to have a good conversation. But that's the thing. Like some people are great with the keyboard; they can la la talk your ear off and be charismatic because you can be whoever you want to be online, which also is another like draw too online. You can kind of be different or whoever you want. Um,
Yeah,
it can give you more confidence than you normally would have because you're a keyboard warrior now. You're ready to say whatever you want to say. And
exactly.
so, yeah, the appearance was the interference. The appearance of his words was the interference. Yikes. Um,
Oh,
but then when I get to his house, he's creepy and looking at me around the corner and just
all right,
staring at me, not saying anything.
so now. See now, because my contention is all right. Let me give y'all a real quick backstory. I think I was the because you kind of reminded me of my engagement with chat room. I
Mhm,
think I did that one time when I was younger, and I think I was like in my teenage years, like maybe like 17 or something like that, maybe
mhm.
18, maybe. And, I'm talking, we chatting, what I'm saying, and dropping, words and or whatever. We having a good conversation, and then we get on the phone. You still can't see him because I'm from the era where we had to pick up the phone with the rotary and all of that. That's my era, you know what I mean? Or we dialed it, you know what I mean? It wasn't no,
Oh, yeah.
where you can
Yep.
text or anything like that. Ours had a cord attached to it, okay? So you'll get on the phone with the girl and she'll have the most bomb voice. You think she's Holly Berry. You think she look like Holly Berry by the sound of her voice, by the way
Yeah.
the way she enunciates her words. You be like, ooh, wait, girl. I just got to meet her. Did she know how to talk that little bit, talk a little bit?
Mhm.
So I did that, you know what I'm saying? I'm on it, and I love people with gift the gab, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, girls, keep talking that, girl. So yeah, we definitely gotta link up, you know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. So I gets over to her apartment, whatever, and she opened the door and she looked like George the Animal Steel from WWF or
Definitely not
Andre the
attractive.
Giant in the face, or what I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin when the slammer. You know what I mean? I was like,
Oh
dang, this
no.
girl like she just got choke slammed at the at WrestleMania. I was like,
Oh
she's
my
more
god.
handsome than me. So I was like, so when I get there, I walk in, and I'm like, dang, this is who I was listening to on the phone. And I was like, of course, I had to make a exit strategy. I said, look,
Right.
I gotta go, what I'm saying? I was only here, my mom's called me, what I mean? I had to
Right. It's
make
like
sure
deuces.
I had to get out of there, so that was like I think that was like my first encounter. So
Yikes.
so back then, y'all had the chat room, and then they able to send y'all pictures. So you went over there, the dude acting weird, hiding behind doors, looking at you,
Yep.
and you know what I mean? Oh God, this just gets under my skin. Like, but anyway, so what happened in that situation? I didn't mean to get it all in the mind, but you know,
Well,
we
I
might
got a
have to
little
do a
weirded
part
out.
two.
Do
Yeah,
what? Yeah, I got
we
a
might
little
have to
weirded
do
out.
a part two. You got what? Weirded out?
Yeah, so I texted my friend to call me, and so I could pretend like something was happening at home.
Okay,
And
okay,
I was like, "Oh, what?" That's when acting skills like kicked in, like, yeah. And I was like, "What,
yeah,
mom?" You know,
okay,
something like that. And I was like, "Mother,
yeah,
I'll be right there. Hold on,
yeah,
hold on."
yeah,
And I
yeah.
rush, I leap up off the couch, and I'm like, "I gotta go."
You- So you had to get your Academy Award winning role on.
I
Okay.
got an Oscar.
So you got
Yeah.
an Oscar for that performance.
'Cause-
You had an Oscar performance, award winning performance. So
which
yeah,
is
and the Trophy
adjacent.
goes
Oh,
too.
which is adjacent. That's not the first time I had to play an actress because Melissa was one of a phone a friends for me one time when I went to someone's house as well. So like I've had times where I've had to have a friend phone me where I'm feeling like, eh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
So
everybody has, like I'll say, hey, can you call me an hour into the date? And, just see. So, I just have somebody call. And I just
now,
kind of made that part of my routine, like an hour. And I'll tell someone where I'm going, the address, and then say, hey, can you call me in an hour? Just part of my routine, whether I feel the person's weird or not.
okay, okay, all right. So that's part of your arsenal or your exit strategy. Like,
After that guy, yes. After that guy, it became routine.
so so these are the little tips and tricks that you're learning, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, as you keep
Through the
you know,
madness.
yeah, as you keep up the madness of returning to the same pool that I used to always get on you about, because I was like, I give her a hard time.
Yeah,
Trust me,
hard time, guys.
extremely hard. Like I'll be like, "Are you out of your mind?" But anyway, so just
Yes.
for clarity, so we, I wanted to do a part two because I don't want you to give me your craziest ones, but I just wanted to get the chronological build up, you know what I'm saying? Because this is going to help people, you know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, because
who
I've
are,
been doing it a long time. I mean, from high school till now, basically.
yeah, so listen, y'all out there, for y'all who's going to see the restream later, we are talking to an expert. She's been, she's been in this field for quite some time.
And it's
And
drove me to study psychology now because people are fascinating. And it's
see that?
drove
Because sometimes you don't know why you're on the path that you're on, even if you do. Like hers was due to, social acceptance and
hmm
uh, rejection in the particular field of, having social skills. And me, I come
Yeah.
from a totally different background, but I do understand, trying to fit in and socially,
hmm
especially her being a black woman adopted by a white family and all that. Did you talk about that, or did I?
No, I haven't yet.
All right, well, I didn't want to step on your toes and talk about that. If you don't want to talk about that, we can move on from
I
that.
mean,
But
it's part of the story. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's part of why I was in more of a white-ish area. Um, but I also Kind of. I chose to go to the more white school actually because I had a choice actually. Because there was a more black, if you will, high school, and they had the best of the best like and all of this and that athletes and band and blah blah blah, and a much bigger school than the one I chose to go to. But I went to Boys and Girls Club, and they saw my white parents dropping me off. And so they called me all the kid names that they could think of and, and whatnot. And I was like, half of these kids are going to go to Richmond High School. I was like, and they're really mean. So I'm not going to go to that high school. Like one girl even ripped off my ponytail and swung it around and was like laughing about it. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to go to
All
the
right,
high school.
hold on. So this is the black school?
Yeah, and most of the kids that went to the black school were going to Boys and Girls Club, and I was like, "Ooh, they're gonna go to that Richmond High School." So I was like, "I'm not gonna go there." So I ended up going to Centerville, where it was. I was a superstar because I was good at sports and I could sing, and I was okay with communication, so everyone knew me for my singing and whatnot. But like again, they wouldn't date me because their family would disown them.
So you had a conundrum on both sides.
Pretty
One,
much.
so this is the look, man. This is why I'm doing this because look, this is some, this is some information that's uncommon to most ears. Y'all, you know what I mean? Because I used to really wonder like, Janelle, you crazy? Why you keep going back and forth to this platform and all this? But
It's making
now
sense a little now.
she's giving what a beautiful understanding of that. And look, let me say something to the black community real quick. Y'all hear this? You know what I'm saying? I hope you receive this because she was raised by white parents or whatever. Y'all done pulled the ponytail out. Basically, once you pulled her ponytail out, you pulled her out of that school. You know what I mean? She was
Her
like,
name was
okay.
Rainy. I still remember her name too. 30
Her
years
name was
later.
what?
Rainy. Rainy, you're getting called out, ma'am.
Okay, yeah,
You
Rainy.
swung my ponytail around and you said,
Yeah,
how could a
Rainy.
ponytail be this thin?
Yeah, yeah, Rainy. You and this one of your sisters and pulled her out of that school and out of the normal this whole world of uh going into the other school where she was appreciated. This is going to lead into something else, this racial thing and interracial dating that I'm going to be covering later. So I'm utilizing you for a lot of things because hey, look, I've been doing working pro bono for you now. It's time for you to help me get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Fine, I guess it's only fair.
like I'm gonna get my therapist on, soon. I'm just letting y'all know what's coming soon. Yeah, I'll have my website up and y'all can
It's
call
fair.
me for some counsel or whatever. Hey, real quick, tell them what you're inspiring to do in your career, and tell them, give them a little piece of how this played a part in your pursuit academically and professionally.
Um, well, I had met my ex-husband on an app, and he had severe mental issues, yada yada, this and that. And so it's made me want to study it so I can be more well equipped. But also, technology, we're in the technology age, it's only going to get more severe. And so I feel like the next wave of people that will be in my office are going to have every type of social media slash phone issue. They're going to have depression from it, anxiety from it. It's already showing. They're going to have, because we're depressed when we look at other people on Facebook because we see their life is better than mine. Or I just watched a thing about TikTok. They automatically change your facial features without your knowledge when you're doing the videos so that you appear more likable. So like then people start to be depressed about how they actually look because they're seeing themselves through the filter that TikTok is automatically shoving onto their face.
What?
Yeah. So, and it's causing people to get plastic surgery because they're like, I want to look like my filter. I'm not supposed to look like this. Yeah. And so I think there's going to be a wave of people in my chair with a lot of social media issues. It's not just an issue with dating where you're meeting the crazies and they can maybe hurt you, this and that. It's self detrimental as well. Yeah.
Hence why I used look.
It's going to
I
be an
didn't know
issue.
this, but it's not, it's not a real, shocking to me. But at the same time, it is because I mean, come on, you know what I mean? Like, hence is the reason why I'm doing this, so we can get out of the artificial world of intelligence and get into the authentic world of intelligence and the realness from my era to her era and the eras that are to come. Y'all heard
Mhm.
the total madness, of what they're doing
They're
through
doing it.
technology and brainwashing you. And
Mhm.
now your appearance literally is the interference from you seeing the truth about even your self concept and your self belief. So, hence is the reason why a lot of people has made exodus from reality into the
Mhm.
cyber realm of online dating because look at what happened to her.
Right.
This is the reason why I'm doing it. You did. So now, so we don't get too much far into that because
The
I can
weeds.
go
Yeah.
back on
That
for
was just a
that
tidbit.
alone. You know what I mean? Because that is crazy, right? So now
Yeah.
you're back on. Even though you're learning little tips and tricks and your exit strategy, and
Oh yes, extra
let's
strategy. Yeah.
move on to the next one as you go back
So
in there.
I'd say there was one that really was. There were ones that were like frightening. So there was one where I literally. So we saw how I have guinea pigs, and I've had an issue with people having severe hate for guinea pigs. I don't know how you can have hate for a small creature, but they do. But so I always try to mention that I have them in some way. And so I was telling this date, oh, I'm probably going to go to Petco after because we were at Starbucks and there's a Petco behind us and, get something for my little guinea pigs. And he was like, guinea pigs? And I was like, oh, yeah, I have two. And he was like, my sisters used to have them. And I just wish they would fucking shut the fuck up. And I was like, oh,
Hold on. I gotta intervene right here. Hold on. See, because to me, this is one of the crazy stories she got. She got
yeah,
a
he was
numerous
wild.
of crazy stories. But listen to this one, y'all. So here it is. This is your first time. This is your first close encounter, right?
First meeting, yeah, first
First meeting.
date, if you want to call it that.
This
It
is your date.
lasted 5 minutes because I left after that outburst.
So where did y'all meet at? What? How did you? What? Where did y'all meet at? How did y'all meet? Go into that. Where did you meet him at?
Ooh.
What was the decided location
Oh,
where
this
y'all
I think that
met?
was Facebook dating. That was Facebook dating. So
All right,
yeah,
so it's
be
Facebook
careful on
dating.
that one, guys.
All right, you said careful on Facebook.
Be careful on Facebook dating. Yes,
All
yes.
right, I'm gonna get into that in a second. But where did you meet him at? I mean,
It,
not like I mean like as far as meeting up for the date.
oh, Starbucks.
Oh, so
Starbucks off Riverside, and he yelled that in the middle of Star or like while we were sitting at our seat, and that's why I was like, let me go grab something from I forgot something from my car, and I just threw up. And then he kept trying for several months to convince me that I made a snap judgment about him. And how dare I um be so rude and not give him a chance just based off of um him saying that. I misunderstood him. There's no misunderstanding. My sisters had guinea pigs and I just wanted them to shut the fuck up. There's nothing. That's way too violent.
Yes,
No.
for a first time meeting someone,
It's scary.
frightening.
Yeah.
You're a woman, he's a man. Y'all in a public place at
Yeah. And,
Starbucks. There are other patrons there.
mm.
Here he is. He elevated the volume of his voice where God and Jesus heard him. Michael the Archangel was like, y'all hear this nigga down there? Like, yeah,
Right. Like, what's he shouting for? Like, what
what
the
is
hell?
he? I made them to be lovable. I didn't make them to be screamed and yelled at and stepped on and murdered,
No, right.
verbally,
Yeah,
verbally
like
crucified.
look at sweet baby girl. Who wants to tell her to shut the F up? Come on now.
So you got in your car and got the heck out of Dodge.
Yes. Well, no, get this. Get this. I think he knew his chances were shot. So he was like, so you want to come by my apartment, sir? He
Yeah,
at least
that
had to try.
I,
What makes you think I want to go to your
yes. That's a good, hold on, watch this. Did here's the question now. Did you get any indication of that prior to meeting up with him, like on clickety clack clack?
No, not the hate of the guinea pigs or anything like that.
No, I'm talking about the outbursts and
No, not really, because we were taught like we had. I can't remember what we had in common there because that one was kind of long ago. But I of course remember him hating on the guinea pigs
I,
and then trying for several months to convince me that I misunderstood him.
several months.
Several months, yes. He kept finding me on the app and would be like, just give me a chance to prove myself. You're not even giving me a chance. And I would say no every time or just left, swipe left. And I think that one he had a weird ass name, Brentley. Ugh.
Brentley, which leads me to my next question. I hate to keep bringing this up, y'all, but
Are you gonna
what?
say was he white?
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah. That's my
Obviously,
question. Obviously,
with that name. Now I could tell
Brentley.
you a couple black guy stories,
But we gonna look.
but
We're
mainly
gonna
they're
have
white.
to
Yes.
save some of these stories because this is pretty. I'm feeling this. Like now, because I'm feeling it now. Like what I mean, I'm feeling myself. Like
That's
I'm
fun.
feeling like really myself right here because this is reminds me of me being on the phone with you now. Y'all listen
Hmm.
to this because here I am. I'm the recipient of these stories that she's giving me, and I'm coming from an era of we meet people face to face. We can pretty much read their gestures and read their facial expressions.
Hmm. Yeah.
We're we're taking a chance on getting rejected um, by a girl telling us beat it. You too dark, you're too short, you're too wide, you're too skinny. You know what I mean? Right in your face, they crush you right there. You know what I mean? So
Right.
and what have I look? This is my contention, y'all, and she knows this all too well. All too well. My contention with this online dating thing, and we're gonna explore it more, a little bit more, because I want her to save some. I want her to give me one more juicy, crazy one, but she got so many.
Yeah,
She
I
got so
know.
many, and I want you to retain all of them in knowledge because, hey, you paying it forward with this because people might gravitate. Not gravitate. I don't say that anymore. They're gonna, they're gonna. This is gonna resonate. You know what I mean with a lot of people, right? Because uh, I say, and I perceived at an early age and a very early when this thing was coming about, this online dating, that I said, these people that are behind these screens or have these profiles or whatever, this medium, that's not really them. That's their representative, right? This
Mhm.
is why he didn't exhibit any ill behavior of his hatred and racism toward guinea pigs. So he was like, he didn't exhibit any of that or behavior,
Yeah,
meaning he could hide behind the screen or whatever, the profile, and give
yeah.
you this elegant,
What you want
paint,
to hear?
picture painting. And what do I normally call these people? Uh, social what? What's the word I normally use?
Misfits or
What?
chameleons?
No, social though. Social what?
Misfits.
Misfits. They're socially
Come here.
awkward.
Come here, girl.
Hence
Yeah.
is, and I always tell Janelle, like, look, now I understand why she's socially awkward because of the her circumstance. Think about it. Like, I can't go to the black school because they're gonna pull my hair out and say I'm an Oreo cookie because they saw my white parents pull up and
Or
call me
beat you
like,
up.
or beat
Or
you
beat
up.
you up. My one friend was beat up almost daily. She'd hide in the bathroom. And I was like, I'm not going to go to high school where I'm scared every day. No, thank you.
No, so she chose to go to the white community, the white school, and they be having where she's a superstar, but she's good at sports. The girls probably, took to her, but the guys couldn't because they like, look, you black,
Yeah.
my father can't. No. So she had
Pretty
to,
much.
yeah, she had to go online. You know what I mean? So this is what's occurring. But when she goes online, it's like, good Lord, she can't win for losing. Because now we got the real weirdos, the people that want to step on, guinea pigs like they step on ants. You know what I mean? Being weirdos online dating. So
Yeah.
now, this is, I guess you graduated to the Facebook. I want give me a. You got to do this for me for my friend, who just told me a recent story because I got to get into this with her. She
Hmm.
told me a recent story of plenty of fish or POF, right?
Eesh.
So
That one's
I need
so
a
bad.
I need that so bad story from POF, and this is for you, Nick. I love you, baby, but this is what this one is for you. You know what I mean? This POF story. Let's go.
Well, the POF is how I met my ex husband. So, yikes.
Yeah, good. Cause so this is a big one. This is a big one. I didn't
Ah,
know we were gonna do him right now, but we could go ahead and get in and get down with the the big one, the fish that you caught out of this river called plenty of it, where there's plenty of them.
should have been thrown
Let's
back
go
several
to the beginning.
times.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get into it.
Hey. Well, I don't even know what was even attractive about him. I think I just saw a picture of a person just smiling. It's kind of looked nice ish. And so I swiped right and I don't know, we just like talked and met and he seemed like a really nice person. Like he was really into poetry at that time. And I
Yeah,
was a songwriter, so I was like, oh, okay, a passionate person. Well, he was very, he was too passionate. Mental illness, things like that, a lot of issues. I won't put all his
Um,
stuff on Front Street, but but just mental issues that turned dangerous. Long story short, to where you know, man, there were just so many wild. Like he had a thing with the guinea pigs too. Like
what?
wouldn't didn't want them around, um, and to where I had to keep them in the closet. Like I wasn't allowed to have them out in the house. They were just in my clothes closet. It had to be on the concrete, out of sight. And one time he got so overwhelmed or whatever you want to say, that he went outside and like was in the literal dog house, my dog's house. And he like they were he had made like big igloo, like big dog igloo hutches, and he went inside of the dog igloo hutch. It had like horse straw on the bottom for them to lay in, so he
Yeah.
was lying in the horse straw where they maybe peed and food. And went to sleep
Wait, wait. No, no, he
because
didn't.
he was
No, he didn't.
distraught from having an episode.
All right, all right. Hold on, hold on. You moved a little bit fast. Hold on. What in the world? All right, you met him on POF, right? What you said he looked all right. So the conversation evidently was all right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he was a poet, so he like had very good way with words. But I found out like he's has a good way with words because he wasn't working. Like all he had to do was write extravagantly and whatnot. So of course, or later on, I found out. Oh, that's why he's so good with his words. He has nothing but time but to write. He's not working. He's sick.
He sick. Now, what was he? What was his illness?
Everything.
Okay, well,
Everything
we
you
ain't
could
gonna.
think of.
All right, like just give me an example, like what would keep somebody home
Um,
that he had.
so he had, do you know what Crohn's disease is?
No, but
Crohn's
no, but
or colitis, something like
no,
that.
but both of those terms, Google is undefeated and enlighten me on those. But yeah,
It just
so
means you have difficulty holding your bowels after
okay.
eating. So
All right.
anytime he ate, he would pretty much have to go right after. So yes.
He got a
Uh,
check for this, I assume.
huh?
Did he get a check for this? I assume.
I don't
Did he
know
get?
because everything he said, you couldn't, you didn't know if it was real or not. So
So how did
he
he
said he
sustain?
couldn't. He said he couldn't get disability. He said he didn't qualify, but I didn't understand how when he couldn't work.
s- Yeah. So how was he paying his bills?
Parents, they were
All right.
very wealthy.
So they're okay. All right. Now watch this. This is my question because I don't think you said this right. All right. You met him on POF, right? Uh, so what was your now? Let me ask you this: what was your first a date like, or your first encounter like? Where did you go? Where did you meet him? Or if you even remember?
Hmm. Shoot. Oh, I remember. I had to think back. Cherry Coffee House on Cherry Street.
Okay, how did that
So
go?
it was a nice enough place.
Yeah,
Um, and he was pretty nervous um that first date, but he was still pretty like charming enough. So I was like, okay, I'll give a second date. But like there were certain things that now when I look back, Um, Wish I would have been stronger to be like, yeah, I'm done with this drama type, because there were some like dramatic things in the beginning. Like he'd break up with me, um, claiming that I was cheating out of the blue or whatever.
And
Um,
you weren't. Okay,
no,
now because we could chop this. Look, check this out. So how did it get to the point where you're his girlfriend now? You decided that he's gonna be your boyfriend.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it just was kind of like a mutual, like we hung out so much that we were just like, we're dating. We're dating. That and, um, he was like my first serious boyfriend too. Well, second serious boyfriend.
Serious, serious
Yeah,
boyfriend.
because I had been only engaged before him, but it didn't work out. I had left that person.
Okay, well, because I can get into that another
Yeah,
time.
we'll
Hold on,
reconvene
hold
on
on.
that one, but
Yeah, but watch this. That person that you left, that you were engaged with, where did you meet him?
it was like eHarmony maybe something online
So it was online, but it was
or
a different
Match,
platform, Match or eHarmony.
something like that. Yeah.
All right. Now here's the question. Uh, how long did you know the POF who who became your boyfriend, who later became your husband, who you're no longer, you know what I mean? You
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
married this dude. So you actually got married to this dude. So how keep it real, because if my memory recall, you know what I mean? Yo, how long did you know him before you tied the knot with this fish you caught out of plenty of fish?
About 9 months.
9 months.
So
Okay.
almost a year.
Almost a year.
It wasn't. I could have waited longer, obviously.
So during that time to that time, there had to be signs of mental illness because you said he would break up with you as your boyfriend, saying you were
Well, he had only
cheating.
broke up with me, yeah, one time because he thought I was thought I was cheating, and so he did it kind of as a power play, like don't do that again or whatever. Because he had broke up with me, and then the next day he like was messaging me, "Oh, I'm sorry, let's." And I wish I would have just been back then. Like I wish I would have been like, "No, no, thanks, I'm good."
What made you, say, okay, I'll accept that, and what made you do that?
Ah, ah, no, girl. Because I had low self esteem back then.
Okay, so it's a
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
self-esteem issue. Okay, and that's understandable. Given your background, your story, you know what I mean, and all of us, probably at one point struggle with that. You know what I mean? Even me. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
and hence is why I do my platform for this particular purpose to have people look within themselves and like being natural, like because naturally people walk up to you and start spilling their guts and telling their problems as if they are like as if you're already a therapist and some magical leather couch just appeared out of nowhere and they just start telling you their business. You know what I mean? Like Janelle, you know what I mean? My mother raped my father. You know what I mean? When I was
What the hell?
3 years. Hi, my name is such and such. My mother made my father. You were like, dang, I just met you. Like, why are you telling me all this? Like, you know what I mean? So these are the kind of people that resonate to your, being in close contact with you, and me at times too. So
It
hence the
even had
reason.
an effect on your brother. Remember that one guy?
Yeah, he
What was
he
it?
know what we don't put him on blast, but he
Yeah.
was just
Oh boy, we won't say his name, but
yeah,
oh
yeah,
boy.
yeah. He was just, and I was like, dude, I've been knowing you for decades. Like, where this come from? Like, dog, dude, like, what's going
That
on?
was
I'm like, this
so
girl
funny.
really has some sort. She has a gift of, kind of like similar to mine. Like that's one thing we have in common. You
Yeah.
know, but all of us have mentors or therapists need therapists. You know what I mean? Therapists need therapy. I just happen to be her therapist. She ain't paid me no dime yet, but it's all good. It's all, it's all good.
Whatever.
Yeah, man. But anyway, so it was 9 months. So evidently he did show you signs of this mental illness. Now, describe the mental illness, and then we're gonna say, for time's sake, because I want to, get more in depth, and we're gonna have you back. I'm gonna have you back on again as a
Yeah.
channel. You know what I mean, at another time because this is pretty good. I like this. But what signs did he of this mental illness did he exhibit
He
before?
exhibited more of them after marriage because he was able to hold it together pretty well. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. But I mean, he did tell me that he had um, the mental illnesses that he had, or the mental illness that he had. And since I have um, ADHD, I was like, oh, okay.
What was
That's
his?
kind of similar ish.
What
It's
was?
way more severe, but it's kind of similar. But
What is it though? What is it called?
bipolar.
Okay, he was bipolar. Okay, good.
Yeah, and so he had that, and um, so I was like, okay, it's something that affects your brain, and what I have affects my brain as well. So I just didn't really think it was as severe. Um, and back then, it wasn't as prevalent to just look on Google and things like that. So I didn't really research. He said something like, um, people with this can have normal relationships, and that is true if they stay on a course and have a team that keeps them together and have a buddy that keeps them accountable, then they can have some progress. But he didn't have a team and he didn't have plans of any sort to hold him accountable with his the mood swings and things like that, and some of the other issues.
Okay. So, long story short, how did that end? What was when you said, "Okay, that's it. It's time for me to, you know, throw this fish
When
back into plenty of fish uh river where you got them from. Yeah, yeah. Let's throw this fish back. What happened? And then
when I wasn't able to like talk to anyone anymore, like I was cut off from family, family and friends. He had taken my friends because at that time most of my friends were males, and so to him it was inappropriate for a girl to have male friends, and so I had to let go of all of them, and he took them. So they ended up being his friend even after our divorce. So that was kind of a jab. And you guys know who you are.
so these male friends that you had, where did you meet them?
Actually, I met them in person at church.
You met them at church.
Yeah.
Did,
And they let
did,
me join their group. It was a group of like six guys. Um, and I
did
thought
y'all
they were
attend this?
cool, but obviously not.
I'm sorry. Did y'all attend this church together?
Well, yeah, not together, but like I went to the youth. They had
Okay.
like a 30 and below, like 18 to 30s group that
Yeah.
you could go to outside of service. So I started going to the life group
Okay. Okay. Because of why? Why'd you start going to the life group?
because I wanted to try and meet people in person because obviously online wasn't like working, and I wanted to try and I had just moved to Oklahoma or back to Oklahoma at that time, so I wanted to try and be a part of the
Where did you
community.
Where did you move to real quick?
I was in Broken Arrow at that
Oh,
time.
okay. So, okay. Okay.
I moved from
Um,
Indiana to Broken Arrow at that time.
from Indiana to Broken Arrow. So where'd you meet this dude? You was in Indiana when you met this. You could no. You was had to been in Oklahoma where you met the dude you married, right?
Yeah, I met him in Oklahoma.
Okay, okay, okay. So all right. So you went to the life group in order to meet new people, or this is after you broke up with him, or
I just wanted to meet like people in
in
person, more
general?
in person. I
Oh,
think
okay.
this. Well, this was before, like when I had very first moved here. I hadn't met Nathan yet, and so I had made a
Oh,
group
okay.
of friends, started going to
Gotcha.
the church, and then, but all of them were friend material. Like I didn't want to date any
Yeah,
of the guys
yeah.
in the group, and so I had gone back to my old thing. I do. I went online because I didn't find
It,
anyone in the church that I was
they were
connecting with.
attractive, but they weren't attractive.
No, I just wasn't like going up to people and things like that.
Oh, okay, okay. So, all right. But anyway, so basically, you ended it when he didn't allow you to have any outside contact, your family as well as friends, and especially male friends. That was out of the question.
Yep.
So that's what caused you to say that's it because you can't talk to anybody like your family.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, then there are other things I don't really want to get into,
Yeah.
but yeah, there pretty much that was a big thing. I mean, isolation, just only allowed to talk to him, and then getting upset if I was even a few minutes late. Where are he'd be calling me? Where are you? What are you doing?
Okay.
Da, 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 type stuff. And I just knew I couldn't do that forever. Ugh.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now we're gonna end that segment right there. That was juicy enough. We had a few more. We definitely want to have some more of these conversations with you to enlighten people, especially about my perspective on it. I mean, you coming from your background, me coming from my background. You know what I mean? It's just gonna help people. You know what I mean? So, because as y'all can see, it's for y'all that's viewing now, for y'all restream later. You know what I mean? It's dealing with the internal issue, and that's what I teach. Like I'm trying to give y'all the Bruce Leroy glow, like so. You know what I'm saying? Like so. You know what I mean? I want y'all to all, you know, pop your collar, you know what I'm saying, and to get some of this glorious game, you know what I mean, that so I can interior decorate your brain much like I've been doing her, even though she don't listen sometimes, but I'm just messing with her, but she understands a lot, you know what I mean? But I'm due to this live or whatever, I understand more, you know what I mean? Because I never asked her the critical question. Like, you know what I mean? Really, what
What
was
got
the
me?
innocence of all this? Like, y'all should have been so that's a shot against me as the therapist, you know what I mean? But anyway, so hold on, you froze up. Oh, she froze up. Maybe she'll come back. I think you gotta tap out and tap back in. But um, well, she's frozen. I don't know if you can hear me, Janelle, but she's frozen because I was gonna have her. I don't know if she want to start a platform or whatever, or have y'all contact her, or she wanted to say bye and give y'all some advice on. Hold on, let me touch her real quick. Let me tell her she's frozen. Let me tell her she's frozen real quick. Oh, all right. But anyway, if she can't tap back in, that's cool. Um, I'll just tell her I'm gonna end the line. Tell her thanks for coming in. All right, I'll just give her a few more minutes. But anyway, hey man, I wanted to thank y'all for showing up. Thank you for the people that showed up. Shout out to my man Caleb Crow. I'm gonna come see about you, Valerie. You know what I'm saying? My boy, my boy Adam, AJ in the building. Uh, Amber Bailey. Thank y'all for coming in. All y'all gonna see the restream later. I hope this blesses y'all. And here's my advice and my contention. Like me personally, from the era that I came up in, we normally meet people face to face, especially if you're trying to seek another, a love interest or someone, relationship interest and all that. We'd rather meet face to face. Me, okay, she coming back. All right, she came back. All right, cool. Because I was just
Phone
about to, yeah,
phone
what happened?
died. Phone died. I
I'm glad you came back in, right? Because I wanted you to have a good close in, good close out, and so, because I wanted to ask you this, and then next time, so I can have prepare better, because this is just like a basically a, I'm a pop out show, like a Kendrick Lamar pop out concert. Nobody knew,
a
what I mean, how to
test.
put the flyers up. So I'm gonna start putting flyers up. I'm gonna start notifying people and scheduling it, and we'll agree on the time. That way, I can start promoting it, and more people will come in. You know what I'm saying? I'll have people tune into the live, and I'll try to you know, do it on multiple platforms like on Facebook and on here so more people could tap in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, do you want do you want some of Adam's stories? His are kind of wild too.
Who? The one him?
No, Adam, the one I'm with now.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna save it though. We not right now, but we're gonna save
Yeah.
those.
But he's
We,
got a
you know,
couple that are almost worse than mine. A few.
yeah, so yeah. Well, I can definitely, talk to
He's
him
got a go.
later
I'll tell
on
you
and
some of them, and you can kind of see.
no,
I've
no,
been behind the scenes.
no, because yeah, you could do that or however we do it, but I want to get yours out there first because I know you longer, and then we'll, schedule him, and then I could probably do it. Yeah, I mean, me and him get up there, whatever. Or, however, however we want to do it. But um, so basically, I'm gonna do it better this time. This is my first time doing it. I I,
I think I went
I
pretty well.
promise I ain't gonna never have no week live. All my lives are gonna be live, baby, because you know what I mean. This is why I'm here. Is guess who the baby? You know what I mean? Guess who? It's me. That's who. G West in the building. So um, I don't
What?
know if
What?
you're word up. So I don't know if you got any handles you want to put out there, or somebody want to contact you. I don't know. You probably in school or not doing what I'm doing, but I just wanted to ask you this. What advice would you give to people that are, you know, s- planning on or seeking on going on online dating real quick?
Um, just do a lot of research. And already kind of know what you are looking for or what you want. Because if you kind of go in there not knowing, the people can kind of sense that and they're pretty pushy about it, which is when, so just to be confident while you're out there. And um, I found more success being vocal in what I wanted, whether people wanted to hear it or not, whether they wanted to hear it or not. Like, hey, this is how I want to be treated, and this is what I'm wanting. If you're willing to do it, great. Not, see you later. Like, try to waste as little time as you can. That's my main advice.
Okay, there y'all have it. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is the wonderful, beautiful Janelle. She's out here, giving y'all this glorious game. Lace your brain
Yeah.
once again, man. So she could, spread the love so y'all could be out there, be more selective and be, more attentive in your in what you're seeking out there once you're traversing these cyber streets. You know what I mean? These social media streets and these online platforms and all of that. We go. Well, we're definitely gonna have her back. You know what I'm saying? And so we can get some more of this. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
this common information with that we call this game. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be lacing her with a lot of game all the time. It's been very beneficial. She'll tell you. I'll let her tell you next time. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway,
yes,
look,
it's been a success. His advice has been successful
yeah.
so far.
Y'all hear that? You know what I mean? Tap in, mess with your boy. You know what I mean? I got what you need. You know what I mean? Cop from me. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, Janelle, thank you for coming on. Thank you for
Yes,
blessing us with your beautiful
it's sweet
presence and your
time.
beautiful story and your story. Hopefully that'll impact anybody that's wanted to go ahead on online dating. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know who it is. It's Gatsu the Rapper, aka the Grand Ambassador of Fest Dynasty, here to lace your brain with some incredible and glorious game. What's a game, man? Nobody as fly fine as me, dude. So you know what I'm saying? Acting as your host in the capacity of reluctant YouTuber. Y'all have a blast, pass by now, greater later. Live the life of your designs so you can have a good time for a lifetime. Live the life of his design, so your life will be divine for the rest of your lifetime. Hey, we're gonna sign off. I love y'all. Peace. All right, I'll talk
Bye.
to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye, y'all. How you get out of here?